Hey, everyone. We are live and welcome to the Seven City Shoptalk Sports Show, broadcasting to you live from the beautiful state of Virginia to all over the world. As you guys can tell, of course, we have a full house today. We got AB, we got Ed, and we got my man C Wood in the house. We got a great show, a lot of topics to cover. But before we get started, we want to thank you for joining us in another episode of our brand of Dysfunctional Camaraderie. And as of now, this shop is open. And let's kind of get this thing going right now. I got my man Wood in the house. What you got for your opening monologue, Wood?
Hey, what's up, Law?
What's
A
going
little bit
on?
of crow here about UVA football, but I think I'll even it out here in the next couple of weeks. But good win on Saturday.
Okay, all right. Let me come to you, AB. Opening monologue. What you got to say today, this week, this week?
Oh, this is a Wednesday, so it's throwing me off a little bit, but um feels good to come off of a win, but you know, we got another hard one this weekend, so we'll see.
I agree. I absolutely agree. But topics we got today, guys, we're going to talk about, you know, what do we feel about the team moving forward? After this BC win, are we here? Or are we, are we the team we think we are, or are we a different team? We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about, the team being 4-1, and being that they're 4-1, you kind of got to think in my mind, we're going to talk about attendance. This is a huge thing with this attendance, and we're gonna have to talk it out on the Seven City Shop Talk Sports because it is uh, a huge negative spot with the UVA fan base, and it looks like it's getting a lot of notoriety, or not notoriety, but a lot of eyes. A lot of people are looking at it. So we're gonna talk about that. Then we'll get into the roll call for the game, and then also talk about the predictions for the Louisville game. And then if we got enough time, we'll talk about, the basketball team getting into that as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into topics, guys. So the BC game, with the Wahoos and uh, coming back from after, being down 14-0. We showed another piece of what this team is about. Let me come to you, AB. Tell me, you were there. Tell me what you thought about this team after you watched the BC game.
I mean, I thought that for once we had second half adjustments, which was great to see. However, I still just felt like our offensive side of the ball was very lackluster, especially the first half. I think we're much more skilled than what we're showing. There's no reason to why we should have been in the position that we were in at the end of the game. Um, just a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of. I felt like there was such a lack of protection for AC. Um, everybody was so hype. I get it. Chad's boy went in for one play, but AC really he really is brings such an energy to the team, and I feel like he's needed there. But at the same time, he needs his protection, and
Easy.
if he can get that protection, then I think that he'll be okay as long as we can also improve on our play calling because it's just terrible. The play calling has been absolutely horrible.
Okay, all right, nice take. Let me come to you, Wood. Give me your opinion about this game and how you feel about the team after this Boston College win. Where are you? As far as your feelings with the team.
Hey, AB, Musket completion percentage is 100%. What was his?
He threw one pass.
No, I'm just messing with you. I kind of I'll piggyback off what she said. The defense was phenomenal. They're the reason we won this game. But a lot to be desired on offense. we played a pretty clean game as far as turnovers. Penalties weren't bad. Turnovers, we had 0. But I'm with her. I mean, I've never been a Des Kitchen fan, but that was pretty pitiful. I thought Agro was back on 3rd and 7. We're running a draw play. But as far as the team is concerned, I mean, offense was all right. The defense was phenomenal. The defense won that game, but it's totally different test here on Saturday coming in. So again, I said, last week it's a measuring stick against BC as far as our toughness, and I guess we passed that test because obviously 4-1, I would never guess that, and I would never guess that again. I would bet all my money against that, but I think Clary being out, I won't look ahead too much, but Clary being out is going to hurt us a lot. But I don't know. I think the offense is creeping by. I think the play calling leaves a lot to be desired, and I think the defense won that game Saturday, to be honest.
This is what I can say, and that's a good take as well, Wood. What's going on, Herman Bailey? In the chat, thank you for tuning in as well. He says our play calling scared him, and it can actually see what we can do. Now, this is what I'll say. I think the team actually showed how resilient they are. They have really gone through a lot these last couple of years because the kids that are there want to be there. And what I've seen is, there's no quit in these guys, which I was very excited. I was happy to see that. But one thing that we have always struggled with was being down against a team that will grind you out, but then being able to turn that around and halt and stop them in their tracks, which is what they did. I get it. Wood has a point. The play calling, especially on the offensive end, was not great in the first half. But what I did like was there was actual adjustments you could see being made after halftime, because they came out and they started, their blocking scheme seemed a little different, but they started getting some of the running backs into some holes, and they started breaking 2 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, and of course Xavier did a great job of breaking of starting it off, in my opinion, is getting the running game going, because when they got the running game going, they became two-dimensional, and that's when they can really start to give you issues. And they just, to be down 14 and then to win by 10, that's big. That's a big time. That's a big time move for any team. To totally ice a team out, but then you get your offense going. 24 unanswered points. That's a really big deal. Let me come to you, Ed. What did you think about the team after watching them come back and win the game against BC?
The initial reaction was, here we go again, and I'm never going to hear the end of this. But I kept telling myself, it's a long game, and just hang in there. They'll get their feet, they'll get settled, and they did. They got 14 points on the first 2 possessions.
Yeah,
I think it was the first
2,
and then nothing after
first
that.
quarter was
nothing.
Was nothing.
I really liked how the defense closed things out in the fourth quarter. I mean, was it a thing of beauty? No. Is the defense going to have to win some games for us? Yes. Just like the offense sometimes wins games for us. It's a team game. Sometimes one team does a little bit better than the others. And we won. So, which I think is the idea. I mean, I don't like the slow starts. I don't like struggling coming out of halftime, but that's stuff that you can fix, or you can just change out personnel. But it's this is not the sky was definitely not falling on Saturday.
No, I don't think the sky was falling on Saturday, and this is what I can tell you. And I made this point after for the post game show. I said, all the different things that this team has gone through. How about every time, or just about every win, was done in a different way? The Richmond game, we had Anthony Calandra go off, right? Anthony Calandra had a great game. Kid put up big numbers. He ran a touchdown or two. He was scrambling around. Had a great game. Um, the Coastal Carolina game, we ran for almost 400 yards.
It's
So
over
it was the
300, I'm
running
sure.
game. Yeah, it was the running game. The guy stepped up, ran the ball, and made it a point to be physical and imposing. And we won the game because they were, imposed their will and put up a lot of points. The next game, defense came up, totally shut them out. An incredible game, and showed that they have the ability to be one of these teams that can win in any different kind of way. And then, of course, the Wake Forest game, that was a total team effort combined with the special teams. With the field goal kicker, he made 3 field goals, I believe,
Something like
for
that,
that
yeah.
Wake Forest game. He was on his game. So, Will did a hell of a job getting those kicks in, because, usually we wouldn't had always had issues with our field goal kickers. But, Will, this may be the first time he's missed a field goal this year. I'd have to check on that. But this game. But, how about it? How about this team winning all 4 games, being 4-1, and winning all different ways? Let me come to you, Will. What do you think about that?
No, I mean, definitely doing better than I expected. 4-1. I picked them 3 wins for the season. So, but my man came in. He's 100% completion percentage. Ed, what do you think? Tony Musket.
Yeah. I'm going to
Time
hold
to
off
go
on
with
that.
it, man.
I'm going to hold off on that seat in Canton just yet.
Well, let me come to you, Ed. Let's go to you, Ed. Tell me, what do you think about the team winning in all those different ways, with all of the caveats and all the things that go on within the game? They have adjusted and won 4 different ways, 4 different games.
You're going to hear a loud noise. It's going to be Chad rolling his eyes. It's encouraging, because we're finding different ways to win. We can't just show up, roll the ball out there, and out talent somebody. Different weeks, you're going to have some matchups are going to be better than others. This week the defense stepped up. If you read some of the post game comments from the players, they didn't have any concerns at all. They were like, "We got this. We got this." People online, people in the chat rooms are losing their minds, but the kids on the field were, "We got this. We got this." So it's encouraging. Like I said, I liked how the defense closed out in the 4th quarter. The scoop and score, and then they forced a couple of turnovers when BC was driving. So, I mean, it's really hard to feel bad about a win, but I guess you can if you try hard enough. I was encouraged. They're resilient. There's no quit.
I got you. Now let me come to you, AB. 4 different ways, 4 different wins. Give me your opinion on that.
I mean, that's great, but do we really should we be in a place where we were depending on our defense to win games for us? I mean,
Yes.
I feel like we have such threats on the offense, and we have a stout offense. I mean, I don't think we have the strongest O-line that we possibly could have. Like I said, I felt like the protection for AC was horrible. But at the same time, I don't feel like we should be in the position to depend on your defense. Is supposed to keep you in the games, but not win the game for you. So it's like, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have won. And I just would like to see a little bit more from our offense, period. And I'm not trying to be a downer about it. It's just, there's just no reason that we should be in that spot. We're too talented to be in that spot. That's just, I think it's great we're finding ways to win. A win is always great. but I just don't like that we're pushed in those corners to be able to win like that.
You mean Des Kitchens, right?
Okay, I can understand some of that. I don't know. That's an interesting take. I think that if your defense, some teams are defense dominant, um, and we can't claim that, yet. I know that they were defense dominant somewhat their first year with Coach Rudd, because that's what carried the team. You know, and there are elements where we can be somewhat dominant against certain teams here or there. The teams, I don't know, they're very, very versatile, I think, in what they can do. I think one thing, Boston College did have is they have the number one sack man in the nation on their roster as well. And I don't think he got a sack all game. They have him and they have a few other guys who can rush the passer. So yes, they were. He was under siege, but he's also going to get. The whole offensive line is going against one of the top pass rushing teams in the nation. So I was very excited in how they stopped Castellanos. If you guys have ever watched Castellanos game in, game out for his career at Boston College, he really has a lot of Kyler Murray to his game where he gets outside the pocket and he does huge damage down the field. And then if you can't catch him, he'll put a little move on you and run by you. He's that fast and he's that quick. But for them to play, the way that they did, sometimes we will need that defense to step up because the offense is sputtering, and vice versa. It took our defense, our offense sometimes to take over because the defense was sputtering a little bit in the beginning of the year, especially the running game. I'm worried about injuries. Have you guys heard about any injuries? I'm gonna come to you, Wood, because I know Clary's out. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out. And we are, last week we lost Sage Ennis, one of our top tight ends. You heard anything about any of our tight ends? You got any information on them?
No, I don't know anything about tight end, but Clary is definitely a huge loss. They said he's out
Yeah.
Saturday, so that's probably arguably your best defender. I would say he's probably your best defender right now, besides Chico Bennett, but he's out, so I think that it's going to have a huge impact. Hopefully, he's not out long, but it's definitely going to impact the game on Saturday.
I think it's going to affect us as well. You still have Jonas Sanker, Cam Robinson, who are, stars on the defense as well. We're probably we probably got about four guys, 4 or 5 guys that we definitely need going into every game. Clary, Sanker, those two guys playing safety back there, they're just great together. Then you got Cam in the middle there, and also playing a little bit of a hybrid pass rushing middle linebacker, super talented, an ultra talented kid. And then you got our guys up front like a Chico Bennett. So let me come to you, AB. Anything on the injury front from what you've heard?
No, I just hated to see Twitty. That was probably that happened right in front of me, and I've seen a lot of I've been to games. I've seen helmet to helmet before, but just seeing how limp he went afterwards, I was just like, man, I just was not a good thing to hear or see. So I just hope all is well with him. I'm assuming concussion, but other than that, I haven't heard anything.
Tell me about that play. I missed it because I just the angle I didn't get it. Tell me what you saw. What
I mean,
kind of
I
play was
just
it?
honestly, you heard more than you saw. But the
Mm,
guy just came over from, my right side. And when he came in, it was just straight helmet to helmet. And Twitty went down. And when he went down, somehow he landed like practically on his knees. But he went to get up. And as soon as he went to get up, he was like limp back down. Like he was just,
okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
I'm assuming he walked off the field. I mean, he came back out, so all is well. But I'm assuming concussion at the moment.
Oh, it's probably
Fair
in
guess.
concussion protocol for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the time of year, we do have a second bye. You guys realize that? November 2nd weekend, there's no game, right?
Huh.
Yeah. November 2nd, there's no game.
Huh.
Yeah, we have a
Forgot about
second
that.
bye. If you guys want to pull up your calendars, because I had to check it myself today. So if we go down the line here, we got Louisville this weekend. Then the next weekend we got Clemson, correct? Then we got UNC.
Yeah.
There's no game that next week. UNC is the 26th. The next weekend is November 2nd. We have no game, y'all. We get a week off,
Weird.
another week off, right?
Did somebody cancel?
Maybe we should all plan a road trip. Look, nobody canceled. Maybe we should plan a road trip and go crash somebody's game. you know?
Oh, that could lead to all kinds
Let
of
me come
trouble.
to you, Ed. Talk to me. Let me come to you, Ed.
I
I
don't.
mean,
It
it's been
does
about
seem
a couple years
strange to
to
have
go
a.
plan something, go as a team somewhere, wear all of our shirts and go go bomb somebody. Go ahead.
It just seems strange to have an off week in November of all times. It will be nice to maybe rest up some guys, get some guys healed up, get them in the treatment room. Um, that's really weird.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Look-
thrown off a
Looking
little
at
bit by that.
Well, looking at the schedule though, it might be a good thing. Like you said, like injuries, we could have another week off because those
Mhm.
next three, we have 4 games after that, and the first three are all currently ranked teams: Pittsburgh, Notre Dame, and SMU.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, that's right. Notre Dame, SMU. And then we got the big one at the end. But,
Who's
like
that?
AB's saying, well, we won't say their name unless
Anybody we've heard of?
Amy's here. No, nobody
Oh,
we've
okay.
heard of. No, we haven't heard of them. But I can tell you this: they're going to be ready to play. We need to be ready to
Oh
play.
yeah.
The thing about it is trying to get to the magic number of 6 games. We may have to recalibrate that. I got to come to you, Wood. You said last week, let's see what happens after this game. 4-1 is a different animal for us in your mind. Talk to me. How do you feel about the team being 4-1? Where do you think we can go from here, man? I mean, I'm not asking for ACC championship, but where do you think they can go from here?
Well, I mean, as everyone here knows, UVA has gotten more wins than I thought they would have. I think I picked them 2 or 3, but we're at 4.
And you
I mean,
didn't feel good
4-1
about 3.
What's that?
You didn't feel real good about 3.
No, I definitely didn't. But they surprised me, and I think they would have more of a musket. But I mean, we have a tough schedule. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think we can squeak out Carolina. I mean, Carolina's not looking good, so I think we may win that one. If we win Saturday, I think we make a bowl game, but that's still up in the air. Phenomenal season so far, but I really don't know if 6. If we get 6, I'm hoping we do, but I'm not going to say we do. But 4-1, I mean, I would never predicted that. Obviously, I thought we had 3 wins all year at the best, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, Clary being out, that changes a lot for this week. So I don't think we beat Louisville, and then we go into the schedule. 6 wins will be tough, even at 4-1, in my opinion.
Mm. Let me come to you,
Yeah.
Ed. Do you think we're bowl bound at 6-1? Viewers and listeners, let me know what you think. Are we bowl bound at 4-1?
It's certainly possible. I mean, we're not gonna be able to just show up and blow anybody out that's left on the schedule. But I think there's at least 2 or 3 winnable games in there. So we could get to 6. But it's going to have to be execution. We're going to have to, I don't know, run the football. This this is just a different team when they run the football. So it's and especially November football, as Coach Welsh used to say, is that's when you separate the pretenders from the contenders. It's you know, we certainly could. I mean, I when we were doing our preseason predictions, I think I said 5, and I wasn't real solid on that. I mean, you could play what if with a couple of games, but I thought 5, and I wasn't entirely convinced of that. So this team keeps surprising me, and like I said, with the post game comments from a couple of the players on Saturday, I'm encouraged. One of the knocks on this bunch has been mental toughness, but they didn't panic, and they stuck with their plan and stuck with each other, and it worked out. So sometimes the defense steps up and bails you out.
That's true. Let me come to you, AB. Are we bowl bound at 4-1?
I think that it's very doable. I mean, I think it's going to all depend on being able to stay healthy. That's the first thing we need to talk about. And obviously, we've taken, like Chad has said, we're taking a hit with Clary. But if we can stay healthy and we can maintain, our core part of our team, then I don't think we'll have a problem. I think we can pull out the next two, which is, Louisville and North Carolina.
Clemson?
So we pull out
Clemson.
not Clemson.
Clemson, and then North
two of
Carolina.
the next 3. So sorry. I think we can beat those 2. I meant the 2 next home games. My bad. But outside of that, I mean, this might be kind of going into like one of our next segments, but we've all talked about it. With us being 4-1, the fan support is still not there, which I don't have season tickets. I don't have season tickets, but I've been to 2 of the 3 of the last games. And so I just think that more people could show out. I mean, everybody, there's no doubt that I'm not a fan of Tony Elliott, but I'm a fan of those boys, and I believe that they can do a lot. I believe that they have so much. They can do so much more than what they've been showing, just because I don't think we have an offensive of coach that can really make us extremely dynamic. But, I go to the games for those boys. I think they're very strong. And then I go for my UVA family. And I wish people could find that as well, to be able to go out and support these boys. We are able to get more people in the stands and make it electric in there. I don't think it would be a problem. But, my crew, I sit near the Valley Who's, Charles and that crew. And I have a really great friend named Danielle, and we have the best time. And so it's like, I don't understand why other people can't do that as well, and just come out and have a good time and enjoy yourselves, and also cheer on the team at the same time.
Well, let's go ahead and jump into that. Great segue, AB. Let's get into that, man. So, the next segment is, at 4-1, being also, it was homecoming. This was the lowest attended home game to date this year. 38,000 plus. First time, that I can remember we're under 40,000, at the stadium announced. Wood, talk to me, man. What are we missing? What are we missing? Talk to me. I mean, what needs to be done? What possibly can be done? We really need some ideas. I mean, I think we had talked a little bit about this at the beginning of the year. For the first game, we wanted more people in the stands, but this is a lot bigger issue. And this is something that I think, all the writers at UVA, in the newspaper, the other media folks, my other colleagues, they're making a big deal about this, and it should be. You're missing 20,000 plus people in the stands every week. Talk to me, Wood. What do you think, man? What's going on? What are some ideas? I saw one that they did have, but talk to me, man.
Well, I think it potentially goes back to I don't know, 2000. 2010-ish, 2011, when they did the mandatory donation plus your tickets. I think it pissed a lot of people off. Um,
Yeah.
you had season ticket holders for, I know plenty of examples that season ticket holders 20, 30 years, and you were mandated to donate whatever the money amount will be. I don't know exactly, depending on where your seats are, but you had a mandatory donation plus buying the season tickets. I think it pissed a lot of people off. Even back when Al Groh was the coach, I think it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, I won't make any more excuses as far as Charlottesville being beautiful in the fall and a lot of things to do, wineries and Monticello and everything you can do in the fall. A lot of people said, 12 o'clock games are tough because of kids' sports, and I get that. But even the 3:30 games and the night games, they're still half empty. And to be honest, it's embarrassing. But I think it goes back to the root of the problem, which is I think when they did that mandatory donation, you had to donate X amount of dollars plus buy your tickets. I think it's pissed a lot of people off that I know personally have told me that it pissed them off. And for a longest time, they had said, it's not a winning product, but at 4-1, it's a winning product now. But we're still, homecoming was, the attendance was terrible, to be honest, with homecoming. But I think that's
Awful.
the root of the problem. So what do we do from here? I don't know. We have a big screen now. We're selling beer now. I know concessions was a
Wine. I'm
big,
selling wine.
yeah, and I know
Yeah,
concessions
wine
It
was a
there.
big
figures.
problem. Everything was a problem, as far as the wait time, concessions, not selling beer, waiting too long for your food and your beverages. But even now, we figured that out. But I think a lot of old heads still are pissed off about that mandatory donation. What do we do now? I don't know. I don't know how you get those folks back, but you got to, when they say, it's not a winning product, but now it's 4-1, you got a winning product now, but they're still not there. So if you're asking me, how do you change it? I really don't know, to be honest with you.
I mean, if you look at my, our screensaver behind our faces, look at that. That's what we want to see, man. We want to see that stadium
Mhm.
look like that. Let me come to you, Ed, and I'm gonna come to you after this, AB. Let me come to you, Ed. What do you think, man? Just your opinion. You're the elder statesman here. What do you think needs to be, or what can we do? Maybe shed some light on this from a tenured standpoint.
As the resident old head, I I was nodding right along with Chad. My wife, as I think I've mentioned it a few times on this show, my wife is an alum. She played softball for 3 years. I think it was 3 years at UVA. So we're Virginia fans, and I think we got season tickets back in 85, 85 or 86. I can't remember exactly which, but it was middle of the 80s, and we had them until the Great Reseeding. Um, they told us that we could double our donation. By the way, we were two school teachers at the time. We could double our donation, and we still wouldn't get to keep our seats, but we could go sit in the corner of the end zone with the right by the opposing team's band. We said pass. In fact, my
Hmm.
wife still hasn't forgiven me for what I said to the VAF person. I told him he could have bought me dinner
Oh
first.
wow.
Um,
Eh,
she was just embarrassed. Yeah, I think there probably are still some hard feelings. Um, you know, I would like to see them be a little more aggressive as far as their pricing. I think a lot of it, at least for the casual fan, they've kind of priced themselves out of the market. It's you can't, if you're a casual fan, you can't justify shelling out that kind of money for a game against, Boston College. It's not that important. There's so many other things you can do with your money now, um, that they're going to have to do some things that maybe they don't like. Uh, going to those casual fans hat in hand and saying, "Yeah, we screwed up." Uh, I don't know that they're going to do that, but it's going to take something like that.
Okay. Let me come to you, AB. What do you think? I mean, all these Empty seats. What's going on, V? Thank you for tuning in. Peggy, James, Shane, all my folks in the chat room. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys give us some of your ideas as well. But go ahead, AB. Give me your idea of what you think this team or this fan base needs to do. The team is doing what it needs to do. They're winning. They're competitive. They're entertaining. You know, and you know that we were ranked like I want to say earlier in the year, the top. We're the number 5. This is before football really got going. The number 5 athletics program in the nation, and this is based off of last year with the record they had last year, and it doesn't seem like they're slowing down as far as not being as successful of an athletic program altogether. Talk to me, AB. What do you think this fan base needs to do to get back on track, man? Fill that stadium up, just like our picture.
So I mean, and I don't want to sound hypocritical because I didn't get season tickets. However, I didn't get season tickets because my grandfather was ill. Had he not been ill, I would have got them. In regards to what Ed was saying, you could have renewed your season tickets or you could have got season tickets and made a payment plan on them and paid very little for a couple months to have your seats. The point is people just aren't buying them. I'm also a little bit disappointed in the lack of alumni support that I've seen so far this year. I've been to 2 games and there's been some that have come, and shout out to the ones that have. Some I may not have seen, but I know Antonio Appleby came back for the first time in a long time. So shout out to him for coming and supporting. Terrence Fells-Danzer, who was on the show with us last year,
Yeah, what's
he
going on,
came.
Appleby? He's watching. Thank you for tuning
Yeah.
in, Appleby.
And then, I've seen a couple others. Quinn Blanding has been there. Daquan Romero has been there. So the ones that have come, huge shout out to you guys for coming and showing your support. But the support from previous years, especially more recent, has just not been there, in my opinion. So that's kind of disappointing to see. But I saw Brennan Armstrong at the second game.
Yeah.
So even Brennan
he was
came
there.
back to a game. So, got to give kudos to where they are definitely due. So shout out to the ones that actually have come, but just feel like there's a lack of alumni support from the team. And then just we're finding every reason to not go. Yeah, I understand there's kids events, so on and so forth, but a season ticket before the season, even in the lower section, was I think $200 some dollars. You got a payment plan on it, you're maybe paying $15-20 a month. If you're getting 2, okay, yeah, you're paying $40 a month. That's not unaffordable. You can plan for that and you can support that team. Even if you can't go, there's plenty of people that have been looking for tickets, or there's plenty of people that want to go that maybe just can't afford them. So you've already bought them. Other people could go. I have plenty of people that ask me all the time about tickets. I have seen a huge increase, like everybody's talking about the concessions, the beer, the whatever. The biggest thing that I've noticed, that's something that I complained about all the time, is the energy in the stadium. And they have even worked on that. The music selection, the being able to use the music as a form of getting people hype. All that's there. All that's there. The only thing that we are missing are the butts in the seats. I don't know how to get that to change. Even when we were winning, they still weren't there. Everybody talks about winning, even when we've been bowl eligible. Those seasons, the people haven't been there. We haven't seen a stadium like this, in my opinion, since I don't even know when, to be honest. I can't remember. It's been so long.
I agree. I mean, I've been covering the team professionally for just my 12th season. And I honestly can't, I honestly can't, remember a time, even then, even though, they were up and down, and Mike London, they still, had people in the stands. They weren't winning, but, but the cheers were loud, and, we're in the 50s, as far as like crowd size. Antonio, if you're there, you're still online. I sent you a link. Come on in if you want, brother. I know you probably want to some of the epic rants from one of the UVA alumni. If he wants to jump on, you can jump on and bless us with some time if you'd like. But yeah, from when I started following them, it's not following them, but when I started covering them, it was always a very, very excited crowd, win, lose, or draw. It was always another thing is uh it was always traffic, you know? There's no traffic now. There's no traffic. Um, I just driving in nice and easy, I just was just wondering like, damn, I can get to the media parking lot, just easy ride in. 2 hours, 3 hours, about 3 hours ahead of time. It's not bad at all. Even 2 hours ahead of time. Getting there, you don't even see the tailgates like they used to be.
I honestly
They
think
were
it's probably
busy.
been I think it's probably been Antonio's, Chris Long's era that it actually has been packed like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know. I can't tell you, brother. But my time there, it's totally changed from what we were looking at, man. Look at Henry Davis jumping in here. He says UVA was Florida State. Yeah. When we beat them for the first time, the stadium was packed. I thought
Yep.
that was the
I was there.
loudest. Yeah, I can believe that. I wasn't there for that game, but I was jumping, watching it on TV, and it was really unbelievable for me. But to see that, but because Florida State was so dominant during those times, but for me, for as far as ideas, um, I'd have to really think about it. But they are doing something where they're giving buy one get one free tickets. I did see them announce that just yesterday or earlier today, where they're doing buy one get one free tickets. Not sure.
Oh.
I guess what sections, but buy one get one free tickets. I think also they should offer free tickets to any coach who wants to bring his football team, high school football team,
They stopped
JV
doing
or
that?
varsity. I haven't
They
heard of
used to
anything.
do
They
that.
should. I think they should bring any peewee, any coaches who wants to bring their kids, 20, 30 kids, free. Just bring your kids. We check them in. We expose them to UVA sports, UVA football, walk them around campus, put them on a little trolley or something, and from ages, K through 12. And we need to like implement. This is my opinion, just to get more, more of the energy back in. Because just think about it as a church. Whenever a church is, they need to, get their not fan, but whenever they need to get their congregation up, that you got to go through the youth. You got to recruit the youth. You got to get their parents involved as well. Same thing with, fandom. You want to get your fans back. You gotta incorporate the kids. You got to bring the kids, because once the kids get involved, not all of them, but the parents will possibly want to go. That's how you
That's how
get.
that's how Kids Get In Free
Uh-huh.
got started.
There you
Bill Veck
go.
Bill Veck realized that
You,
if the kids come to the park, their parents are going to come with them.
that's right. The parents gonna have to bring the kids. But if a coach can start that process where you got one coach, of course there's one or two parents attached to each of those kids, but you start with the parents. Excuse me, start with the coach. You say, Coach, get the bus, bring your kids, let us check them in, and get their names, and let's get this baby rocking. Drive them up to the stadium. We got hot dogs and chips, a chip, or a sandwich box for each kid that comes, and boom, next thing you know, you got 20, 30 kids per coach, coming to the stadium. And then once you get that, and typically those kids are going to be in the top bowl, the top, excuse me, the
Oh yeah.
second level top. So you're going to fill that out. You're going to start to fill that out. And then next thing you know, the kids are going to go home and say, Mom and Dad, I want to go to the next home game. Can we plan it? Boom. That right there is going to, I think, bring a lot of energy. And it's the youth. It'll bring the energy we need back into the stadium.
Put an orange
Because you're
T-shirt in
right.
the hands too.
There you go. Well, we're giving them away anyway, and I bet
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
giving them
give
away
all
anyway.
away.
Give them to the kids. They
And
can wear them to school. They can wear them in the stands. It looks a lot better than an empty seat.
And another thing is, you guys said it, and nothing against you old heads, Ed. Some of you old heads are scorned for life. You're gonna be like, I don't care. I'm not paying. Because they asked me to pay that money, I'm never gonna go there and buy season tickets. Now I'll go there on a onesie twosie kind of a game when it's a really important game, but I'm never gonna pay for those season tickets again. So they need to replace them
Yeah,
with young folks.
my wife is really
Because a
the
lot of
hard
those.
sell on that. We bought season tickets when first prize was 2 tickets to a UVA game. Second prize was 4 tickets. It's it we I know she for a fact definitely felt unappreciated. And that's why I said what I said to the VAF guy. So yeah, there's
James,
probably still some hard feelings.
if you want me to head some of that stuff up, or you want me to, or I'm not going to volunteer my team, but if you want me to if you want to start a little bit of a campaign with the college and Seven City Shop Talk, and we call coaches up, I will call some coaches up. I'm a coach myself. I wouldn't mind calling some high school coaches and say, hey, you're invited. We come up with some kind of advertisement for it. And we could get a partnership with the school and say, hey, and you're right, Chad. You don't even know it. You said, are they not doing it? It needs to be reinvigorated or reinvented and put back out to the public right now. Because
Yeah.
that's how you do it. That's how you
Well, they
do it.
were doing it. I
And
didn't realize they
but they
stopped.
don't put that out to the public. They need to
No.
reiterate. They need to advertise that somewhere, because I don't see it. And if they are, show me where to find it. But James, if you want to put some kind of campaign together, I'm willing to work with the school, with you or however, to call schools around the state, high school coaches, middle school coaches, junior highs or whatever. And even if there's some peewee teams that we can get to some of those community organizations and say, hey, come to Virginia, we'll put you up top, and we'll get 20 to 30 kids minimum, or maybe 15 to 30 kids or whatever. Come on up and hang out and come see some Virginia football. Park the buses down the street somewhere and bust the kids in, and then then get them back on the bus and send them home. I don't know, man. I mean, it's got to be something like that. It has to be more of a campaign. That's how you
Yeah.
get your fan base back. You got to have an infusion of youth. You got anything you want to add to that, Chad?
No, I think piggyback on what you said. I think a lot of things we don't really think about is parking. I think parking is a nightmare at UVA. I know you're media, so you go straight through. But as far as if you're just trying to get a single game ticket or a couple game tickets, where do you park? If you go to the Sabre, or you go to StubHub or whatever. I mean, you got parking passes $100, $200, $300, costs way more than the ticket itself. And then you got to work at Fontaine Construction, like you can't park there and walk anymore. So I think parking is a major issue that a lot of people don't think about. And I think if we could work through that, we could have a lot more people in the stadium. But I think parking is a big issue that we overlook at times.
I mean, how often, how much are we using the other stadiums parking? Are we using the JPJ consistently? Are we using the parking across the street or down the street from there? Come talk to me, AB. I know you would probably be good at this, trying to coordinate or think about ideas. Tell me what your opinion is for something like what I was talking about and what Chad was saying about the parking. What are some ideas that you can think of right now?
I mean, I don't. It really just depends because I mean, where I park, yes, I understand it's an extra, expense, but even just like right there behind the stadium where I park, I think it's like 15 cars that park there. It's $30. It's right at the stadium. It's not, and then there's 5 million other places that are around the stadium that sell parking. You get there, that's not really a problem. But then there's the free parking. I don't think parking is an issue. Um, I do, however, believe that we don't have we haven't been able to get a new generation bought in. I see
Mm-hmm.
and that's the problem. We don't
Mm-hmm.
I've mentioned it before. It is, yes, I brought back the thing of yes, if you have season tickets, you can get on a payment plan, so on and so forth. But tickets right now are not affordable based on this economy and what a family may be able to afford. You know, I think that some of us have been extremely blessed with the jobs that we have. However, some of us are not, and we're still. It's just not $50 a ticket. Yes, StubHub. Even though I got my tickets last week on StubHub for only $16, by the time you paid the like fee from StubHub, it ended up being $56 for 2 tickets. It's not really imagine you're a single parent with 3
Yikes.
kids. Single parent of 3 kids.
Yeah.
You can't afford that's 4 tickets. That's over $100.
And then you
I
got to
think
feed
there's
them.
got to
Mm-hmm.
be some type of incentive for people being in the industry that I'm in. I can also see how much people are struggling. Being in the
Mm-hmm.
staffing industry, you know, there's not a lot of jobs out there. There's more people looking for work than there are jobs. Um, and right now, people, it's a luxury. Going to a game is a luxury. And there needs to be some type of give back. There's plenty of different like companies that are in the area that if,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, UVA, I was about to say JMU, because JMU, I think, does it. They partner with facilities around Harrisonburg and they might give 10 tickets to, I don't know if they still do it, but what's the problem of giving 10 tickets to let's I don't even know what a company near Charlottesville would be, but here there's plenty of other manufacturing and production facilities. Take 10 tickets there and be like, hey, give these out to 10 of your best workers. Give them
Right.
here. There's nothing wrong with that if you want to fill the seats and get people bought back into the to UVA football.
But it's not something they've
And
done
you
in the
know what?
past.
We're
Right.
gonna start right here. I'm giving away my 2 Louisville tickets with the help of AB to
Uh-oh.
somebody who wants to go, and of course, AB is gonna kind of help facilitate it. If we want to give them away after the show,
Wheel of
we'll come
tickets.
up with some. Yes, we're giving tickets away for the game. We're gonna cast the first stone. We're gonna give away some tickets. My 2 tickets for the game of Louisville. But it kind of starts with that. Who's willing to donate tickets? Who's willing to, you know, um, just to get this fan base re-energized. The people who are there are cheering loud now. They are making a lot of noise. They are doing what they can and contributing to the discomfort of whoever comes into the stadium. But imagine if you had 61, 62,000 people at one time, all in unison in that stadium. It's incredible, man.
And yeah, you have to think about it too. Like, okay, just like what I said, okay, you take 10 tickets to a facility and say, hey, give it to 10 of your best employees. You're not, I mean, you're losing money, but you're not, because what's the chances of you've already built a good reputation of giving tickets away? They're going to spend money in the stadium. They're going to try to at
Yeah.
least. So you're
Yeah.
not losing money. There's, I don't, but, and then you just
Yeah.
have, it looks better. It looks better on TV. It looks better
Hmm.
from an athlete point of view. They're on the field. They look up and they see people in the stadium. The top is just completely empty. I don't think that there would be anything wrong with, the ticket office seeing, okay, well, hey, we are extremely like this is going to look bad. Let's take 100
It's
tickets and
code red.
yeah, let's
To
just
me,
go
it's
ahead
code red. It's
and get
code red
people in.
right now. You're right. That's
Like
right.
it's a marketing thing too. I mean, yes, that's what my degree is in, but I don't feel like there's any reason to why this ticket office or this university can't give back to people. Antonio just had a good comment. You might want to put that up. Yeah, exactly. Like, these are people that give back to the community. Why not give tickets to them?
Yeah, we need to start our own little like ticket coalition kind of thing, man. Like, hey guys, we need to, get something going, and get these, just to get the numbers back up in the stadium.
Yeah,
And
it's
I know they have
Thursday.
people there at the school.
It's Thursday. We have our ticket sales are way down. Let's take 200 tickets from the top and let's go give them to different facilities on a Thursday. That gives people plenty of time to plan.
Yeah,
And you're still
that's
going to be
right.
able to sell tickets because even giving 200 tickets away, you're not gonna miss anything. There's
just
still going to be a
Not at
ton,
all.
stack of
Not at all.
tickets
ton
here.
left. There's still
Well,
going
you
to be a
think
ton
about it.
left.
You think about it like this. I mean, the tickets are discounted, but the food and the concessions are not.
Well,
The jersey sales, they're not. So you're right. You'll make your money back. It's just a
there's no
matter
real
of
harm in giving
just
the
getting them
tickets
in the
away
building.
because you weren't selling them anyway.
Right.
That's
There
right.
was going to be an
They're
empty
just sitting
seat up there
around.
anyway.
Yeah,
Talk
might as
to
well
me,
be an
Wood. You want to add something,
At
Wood?
least get people in there. Get people bought back into the program.
exactly.
Especially while they're winning, we got to ride this momentum. This wave of winning, and this is when you do something like this. That's right. Local educators and teachers. Antonio's
Yeah.
on fire. That's right, man. What'd you want to say, Wood?
Just piggybacking off what she said. I mean, hell, if you get 1,000 tickets away, whatever number you pick,
Mm-hmm.
talk about losing money. I mean, you got 1,000 people in the stadium that would not be there. Period. So if they each spend $1, that's
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 you would not have to begin with. So you can't say
Right.
you're losing money
Right.
because you're gonna have, if they spend $0 for the ticket, but they buy, say, if they all buy a hot dog, that's $3,000 that you didn't have. So as far as losing money, you're
Yeah.
never going to lose money. So if you can't get people buying tickets, hell, you might as well give them away.
Absolutely, man. You think about, when you start getting people in the stands, what could really, from the long-term effects of it, what could really happen for the fan base? You could essentially be sitting on a powder keg of, wow, these next 2 years when you have this hot shot quarterback who hopefully he's here and he starts,
Oh Lord,
his
don't start
continue
that.
his winning ways. No, I mean,
Who's that, Musket?
Yeah, I know.
Even if Musket
Please don't
comes in,
start that.
he does what. But what I'm saying is, you're 4-1. You got a chance to go to a bowl game. Let's see, they win a couple more. They get to a bowl game. They've got to capitalize on. They have to start with the youth. This has been a great subject. We're going to come back to it because we're going to be monitoring, the attendance, because 38,500, whatever it was, 300, it was so embarrassing, and it was homecoming. So we all got to do better. Let's get into our roll call, this next segment here. And roll call is we're going to give our predictions for this Louisville game. Coming right to you, Ed. Give me your prediction for this Louisville game as far as score and who's going to win.
Oh, what the hell? We're playing with house money at this point, I feel like.
Oh, Chad's playing with a lot of house money.
Yeah, Chad gave up when he couldn't figure out where the other 10 losses were going to come from. It's I got two scores in my head, and I don't. 31-27 Virginia.
31-27 UVA.
I think the offense saves us this time.
Let me come to you, AB. Let's get this prediction going. Let's get this prediction going. What you got for the game against Louisville this Saturday in Scott Stadium?
27-24 us.
27-24 UVA. All right, Wood. It's your time, brother. What score are you thinking in prediction?
Do y'all know Clary's not playing Saturday?
He's not. He's out, I believe.
He's one person. Yeah, I get it. He's a big deal, but he's one person.
Next man up.
People, right?
Oh, your best player on defense is not there. Next man up.
Actually, his replacement got the interception, I believe.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
31-20 Louisville. 31-20 Louisville.
Woo.
He's just bound and determined
Louisville.
to find those losses.
Okay. All right. Well, my prediction is
So the guy that got one interception is better than the guy that averaged 11 tackles a game.
not at all. Not
The
at
guy
all,
that completed
not at
one
all.
pass is better than the guy that's been doing it all season. You can't have it both ways, Chad.
Oh, did you see last season? Did you see
Dang.
the couple seasons before?
Burn.
We knew it
Sheesh.
was coming
The
sometime.
quarterback who wouldn't be playing unless he got hurt against Tennessee. That same thing you're talking about, Ed?
27.
You're going to be talking about a third-place schedule here in just a little bit. Whatever.
27
I like
to
the Raiders.
24. 27 to 24 Wahoos. I
Isn't it
think
what I said?
you
The
said
Wahoos traded for Devontae Adams?
you said 27. Oh gosh, you said 27 24.
You can't
sure
afford
did.
him, remember?
I'm gonna go. I'll change that. I'll go
Oh,
31 24. 31-24. Look at see, my man Robbie Harris has
I see what you're doing.
28-17 Louisville. Okay. Protect Scott. I hear you, Antonio. My man Henry Davis score. He has UVA 21 with another
Oh.
defensive gem, shutting down the Cardinal by 14. Peggy Moore, UVA 24, Louisville 20. Okay,
Is,
all right, I like
is
that.
anyone realistic in this world besides me?
Robbie
You
is.
were also
Robbie
the one
says
that only said
28.
we were going to win 2 games. So
Yeah. I mean,
Robbie
fair.
said 28-17.
What, I missed it by 2 games?
a miss
That's
is a
actually
miss.
a lot.
Coming
Y'all
from
also
someone
said-
who is
y'all-
always the closest on
That's a
se-
lot when you
on
got
season
actually,
predictions.
Okay, but let's
actually a
go
lot
last 2
when
seasons.
you got
Like, go
7
last
games
2
left.
seasons. We all picked 7, 8 wins. And I picked 2 and 3. Who was closer?
I told
You
you,
were right.
third-place schedule. It wasn't going to take long.
So if you pick 7, 8 wins a year and you never get it, and then I missed it by 2, am I closer than you guys or not?
No, it's
We're talking about
two-
this year. This year. If anyone's the closest, it's me. I said 4 wins.
I said 6
said-
wins. AB, you're right now.
Thought I said 5.
6. I said 6.
Yeah, I
and
think
6.
AB is going to win it at 4 wins, but
Oh,
Saturday.
so we're not gonna win no more games. So
He's
I mean,
consistent. I'll give him that.
you're laughing, but is that far fetched? We're not going to win any more games.
It's not. Listen, it's not far fetched.
Theoretically, it's possible, yeah. It's also possible
Well,
we
yeah,
win out,
absolutely.
but I don't think that's going to happen either.
But when you go,
But
I think you.
But when you look at the
go
schedule,
against
who's
the
a guaranteed
energy.
win? Who are we guaranteed to
I don't
win
think.
here on?
I feel pretty good about my
I
chances
think-
with Carolina.
I feel good about Carolina.
I think Louisville's beatable.
I mean,
We're not going
You
to.
have Vanderbilt just beat Alabama. Who knows? what the
You're
hell
just
we're
you're
gonna
just
do?
grumpy because you said 2 wins.
I don't know. Vegas said we're 8-point underdogs. I'm not sure.
We were
Game's not being played in Vegas.
6-7 last game, wasn't it?
Those big buildings in Vegas aren't
Yeah,
built
guaranteed
because we're
wins don't
wrong.
exist.
Okay, yeah.
You
guaranteed
gotta
wins
show up
don't
and play.
exist. This is going to be good. I can already see how we're at odds, 7 City Shoptalk team, and this is good though. This is what we need, and we'll see what happens. I know Amy is probably going to say we'll lose too, so Ethan will probably go with you, Chad.
Well,
so he'll say we're we got 3 saying we'll lose, we got 3 saying we'll win. So we'll
No,
see
but I mean,
what's
if you
up.
say we're going to win every week, it kind of loses luster.
I didn't say we win every week. I think this
no,
game we
there's
win.
nothing wrong with winning every week.
There
That's
is
a good
if you
problem.
don't win
I
every
did
week.
say 6 of.
Well,
I did,
but
call
that's
for
not what
6
you said.
of.
Now, is it picking us to win or actually winning?
What'd you
I don't
say?
think winning's
7-5?
every week is not a bad thing.
No, it's not. But picking us to
Yeah.
win every week unrealistically is a bad thing.
So change my name to Homer. I don't know what to tell you.
Homer Simpson.
I mean, they're my guys, my ride or die. What do you want me to say?
Hey, you don't gotta apologize for none of that shit, man.
I'm not.
Hey, this is
I just
great.
why is he shocked? I pick him to win every week.
But this is
No, but
what
I mean,
it's about,
we're
brother.
having a good season, but when you pick them to win every week, you're like, I told you we're going to win. Yeah, what happened the last 3 years when you said that we would win every game and we went 3-10 every week?
He's pissed off that I was right 4 times this year.
So far.
That's what it is. He's pissed off that I was right 4 times.
This is what we got, y'all. We actually are going to have a great show next week. Win or lose next week. It's gonna be great. I love it.
I'll be here.
I love y'all, man. It's gonna be awesome. So we're at an hour and 4, so we've gone past our time, but it's been great. What's up, Apple? Apple be throwing fire. What's going on, man? Throwing fire, gasoline on the fire here. So yeah, let's go ahead and just sign out here. For what's going on, RV? Thank you for tuning in. Go ahead, close the monologue. AB, what you got to say?
Let's just hope I make it through the week and can stay up to watch the game on Saturday. But outside of that, go Who's.
Yep. Go Who's. Ed, closing ceremony. I mean, closing statements.
Closing ceremonies. What have you heard?
The Olympics is the Olympics.
The cancer's gone, man. We're good. We're good. It's just remember the folks that in Carolina and Georgia. Florida is going to get smacked around this week. I tried to convince my dad to evacuate, and it was too damn much trouble. So he's going to ride it out. Okay, Dad, fine. But yeah, Milton is supposed to be nasty. So and the stuff in Carolina is still going on. So give if you can.
God bless the folks down there they're getting hit right now in Florida. God bless them, man, because that is definitely nothing to mess around with.
No.
Something that strong coming in, direct hit right in the Tampa area. And, it says the east side of the state as a category 1. So that's absolutely frightening, man. But yeah, God bless the families and keep them safe, and hopefully everybody makes it through this thing on the other end. Let me come to you, Wood. Close the monologue, brother. What you got, man?
Nah, the Hurricane's nothing to joke about, so I won't make a joke about Florida State and a loss. But good show tonight, Ed. We got more to talk about next week for sure.
I know we do.
It's gonna be good. Win or lose,
it's all good. It's all good.
You guys call me the anti-homer. We'll see. I'm down, but not out. So I'll see you guys next week.
You're not getting to 10 losses. Sorry.
Oakland, the Raiders are.
Absolutely.
That's a given. That's a given. The wheels just came off.
And we will be giving those. We will be giving away those tickets to a listener viewer. So you guys make sure you guys tune in. AB is going to help me facilitate that. She's our marketing guru. So we'll get them out, and we should probably put some of these ideas down and send them in. And we may have to get you writing on a little bit of that and saying, hey, you got to figure something out, y'all, because this is piss poor. Pardon my French.
That's not French.
Stadium, but let's get this baby rolling. But thank you, everybody, for all my thank you to all my viewers and listeners, all of our viewers and listeners out there. It's been a great show again as we kind of get at it and chop it up a little bit. But it's great, man. It's great being a Wahoo fan, and looks like we got some good things coming. We were supposed to get into basketball, but I tell you what, sometimes it goes a little too far, and we just can't get to all of it. But we will get into some basketball hopefully next week. Yeah, just had the blue-white game.
We have a basketball team?
That's coming. That's another one. That's another big topic we're going to have to get into because, one of the best in the nation. So
Ed said they're going undefeated.
But thank all of you for hanging out. and spending time with the Seven City Shop Talk Sports. Oh gosh.
I can't wait to hear Chad
Even
brag on
going
our
off the
5'8" point
air,
guard.
they're still throwing mud across, still throwing mud at each other. But thank you all for
Chad, we should
tuning in,
check,
hanging
see if
out
we're
with us. But as
related.
of now, this shop is closed.
Fight like brothers.
Thank you, guys. We will see you next week. I will be at the stadium for the walk-in, halftime, post game, and pre-game show. Thank you, guys. We will be. You'll see us again soon. Thank you. Have a great evening. We love you. Bye-bye.